how does Canelo beat Crawford? Do you think that's a stoppage?
He could beat him, he could stop him. It could happen anyhow, you know, from both of the sides.
Crawford, how good is Crawford?
Crawford is amazing, not just good, he's amazing.
Canelo's really good, really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient.
Dmitry Bivol has officially weighed in on the highly anticipated mega fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, and he's made it clear where he stands. He's backing Crawford to emerge victorious. In a recent interview, Bivol elaborated that although Canelo is known for his powerful punches and veteran experience inside the ring, Crawford's exceptional adaptability, superior ring IQ, and laser-like precision give him a distinct advantage. Bivol noted that Crawford's seamless ability to switch stances, combined with his talent for methodically dissecting his opponents over the course of multiple rounds, makes him a particularly difficult puzzle to solve even for a fighter of Canelo's level. Coming from Bivol, who previously handed Canelo one of the rare losses in his career, this opinion holds significant weight. He believes that Crawford's quickness, mental sharpness, and technical discipline may very well be the winning formula to outbox the Mexican superstar.
Do you give the blueprint to Terence to beat Canelo Alvarez?
Just need to do his job, what he's doing well. You know, he's changing his stance, he's moving a lot, you know, he's keeping distance. Like this he could win, of course, not with changing punches with him.
Who do you think has more power out of the two?
Canelo, of course, he got used to this weight class more than Crawford. He need to get used to this power, even he's big.
So how does Canelo beat Crawford? Do you think that's a stoppage?
He could beat him, he could stop him. It could happen anyhow, you know, from both of the sides. And Canelo, of course, will try to find some hard punch.
Dmitry Bivol has also made an interesting confession. He hasn't actually met Terence Crawford in person and doesn't know the exact measurements of his frame. "I don't remember the size of Terence Crawford," he admitted candidly during an interview. But even without that information, his admiration for the pound-for-pound standout remains strong. Bivol was quick to praise Crawford's well-rounded skill set, noting that it becomes clear almost immediately that his move up in weight is not just for show, it's real. He went as far as to call Crawford one of his favorite fighters in the sport today, highlighting the American's impressive intelligence and unmatched adaptability inside the ring. For Bivol, all signs point to one conclusion: Crawford can win this fight.
I didn't see, I think, Crawford in real life. I don't know how big he is. But the size, you know, when I came to boxing gym and my coach told me that one of the rules, it's like respect the weight classes, you know. You should respect weight classes. But he has a very good skill. He's one of my favorite fighters, active fighters now.
Popular boxing analyst and commentator Showbiz the Adult has made a notable pivot in his analysis of the looming Crawford vs. Canelo bout. While he was initially skeptical about Crawford's chances, mainly due to the glaring weight disparity, Showbiz now believes that Crawford actually has a real, tactical path to victory. In one of his latest video breakdowns, he pointed out a common thread in Canelo's losses: he struggles significantly when forced to fight off his back foot. Both Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Dmitry Bivol capitalized on this vulnerability to defeat him. Showbiz suggests that Crawford could do the same by employing a punishing body jab right at the belt line. This strategy could seriously disrupt Canelo's ability to move forward and throw with power. With sharp footwork and disciplined distance management, Crawford might be able to control the rhythm of the fight and possibly secure a decisive win.
Bivol is the fight you gotta study if you're Crawford. Crawford ain't Floyd, but he can do a Bivol. The problem is Bivol's a big dude. This is rough because this fight is only a matchup fight. Let me tell you what I mean. I got a lot of fighters Canelo fought at 168 beating Crawford. I got Caleb Plant beating Crawford. I got Berlanga beating Crawford. I got Callum Smith beating Crawford. Just way too huge, of course. But that's why Crawford ain't campaigning at 168. He's trying to beat Canelo because Canelo is a special case. He's one of the best fighters of all time, and he's actually a little guy who ballooned up to 160.
Bivol further emphasized the importance of Crawford's mental and tactical adaptability if he hopes to conquer Canelo. He advised Crawford to fight a smart, calculated match, keeping his distance, switching stances often to create confusion, and staying out of close-quarter exchanges where Canelo thrives. Bivol observed that Canelo tends to let his guard down momentarily after unleashing powerful combinations, offering openings that a sharp fighter like Crawford could exploit if he stays busy and unpredictable. Bivol also stressed the importance of psychological strength and mental preparation in such a fight. He explained that physical readiness alone won't be enough. Crawford needs to mentally acclimate to the heavier 168-pound division. Fear and fatigue can creep in if a fighter isn't mentally locked in, and against someone like Canelo, every lapse matters. Bivol's message was clear: Crawford must be both physically and mentally flawless to seize the opportunity.
First reaction, of course, it was about size of Crawford. Is it okay for him to move up for 2 weight classes? Yeah, and he has very good skill. He able to win this fight, but there is a lot of but, and even not but, there is a lot of things, small things which we don't know how he will deal with this. He need to get used to the power and pressure of 168. Maybe he will get used to it, and how he will be feeling himself on the same day when he will fighting, how his training camp will go on, a lot of things. But he's able, he has good skills, he's awkward, he can use 2 boxing stance. It gives him benefits, of course.
Former unified heavyweight world champion Anthony Joshua also chimed in on the Crawford vs. Canelo conversation, sharing his perspective on how heart and motivation can trump physical disparities. Acknowledging the obvious size advantage that Canelo holds, Joshua emphasized that raw determination and the will to win often tilt the balance. If Crawford is motivated and focused, and if he trains the right way, he could still surprise people, Joshua stated. In his view, it's not always about who's bigger or stronger, it's about who wants it more and who's willing to go the extra mile. Joshua's perspective highlights the essence of boxing, where, even against physical odds, a fighter's hunger, preparation, and mindset can reshape the outcome in unexpected ways.
Time check this, it is 7:36 in the morning. Delighted to be joined by Anthony Joshua. We've just witnessed Canelo Alvarez become, for the second time, undisputed champion. Your thoughts on the fight with William Skull?
I think it was a good fight. Made it a bit tricky for Canelo to showcase everything that he has in his arsenal, but he got the job done at the end of the day. Didn't take much punishment and can look forward to having that fight with Crawford now, you know, and a 2-time undisputed champion, you know. They don't give them titles out. He's earned it, and credit to him and his team.
As you just said there, the fight for Crawford is now set for September. Yeah, one of them fantasy fights, I suppose, we didn't really see us getting. We are getting it. There is a weight difference there, but yeah, it's on for September, Crawford and Canelo.
Yeah, I wasn't too keen on the catch weight stuff, but I feel like there's no rehydration clause, is there? No, so that would be good. And then I feel like Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. showed us that weight is good. Like, there are weight categories for a reason, but you know, providing they're both skilled and talented, there's not much difference in weight. It's just who wants to win. And watching that fight, Conor Benn and Chris Eubank just showcased that weight is sort of about that, you know. So I'm looking forward to the Crawford and Canelo fight, because I feel like Bud wants to like prove a point. Do you know what I mean? So it'll be a good fight. Bud was just over there a second ago to me, calling him Bud like I know him, but Terence Crawford was just over there, to be fair.
Boxing legend Oscar de la Hoya offered a classic adage from the sport's long-standing wisdom: a good small man doesn't beat a good big man. While de la Hoya respects Crawford's skills and accomplishments, he believes the odds are naturally stacked against him due to the sheer size and strength that Canelo brings into the ring. According to Oscar, power, size, and durability are the pillars of dominance in boxing, and Canelo possesses all three in abundance. De La Hoya's stance reflects a deep-rooted belief in physical dimensions as a determining factor in elite-level matchups.
Canelo Alvarez fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. We promoted that fight many years ago. Didn't knock him out, couldn't hurt him. So imagine if Jake Paul can hurt or even wobble Chavez Jr. It's something that Canelo didn't do or couldn't do. So Jake Paul, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., it's a real fight. Look, people keep talking about Jake Paul, well, he's not a real fighter, this and that. Well, he's fighting a real fighter now in Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. It's going to be a good test for both guys. Obviously, Jake Paul, he's a masterclass promoter in what he does. He's been doing some great things. I mean, Mike Tyson, 60 million people. Fighting Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who, when he trains, when he gets in shape, when he's focused, he will be dangerous for anybody. Look, Canelo Alvarez fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. We promoted that fight many years ago. Didn't knock him out, couldn't hurt him. So imagine if Jake Paul can hurt or even wobble Chavez Jr. It's something that Canelo didn't do or couldn't do. So there's a lot of stories to come out from this, a lot of great stories for Jake Paul. So I just feel honored and proud that we can team up with MVP Promotions, with Jake Paul, and we can make Zurdo Ramirez with Torticos the mandatory. That's going to be a bloodbath in itself. So we're
Still, numerous analysts argue that Canelo's advantages in power and reach might simply be too much for Crawford to handle, especially considering the latter's limited experience fighting at higher weight classes. Trainer Eddie Sanchez elaborated on this point, noting that Crawford's signature speed and agility, attributes that have carried him through the lighter divisions, could be diminished as he bulks up to meet Canelo at 168 pounds. This extra mass, while necessary, might hinder Crawford's mobility and make him more vulnerable to Canelo's aggressive combinations and punishing bodywork. Critics argue that despite Crawford's incredible talent, the sheer brute force and physical dominance Canelo brings to the table may ultimately be insurmountable. Canelo's reputation for absorbing damage and dishing out brutal body shots is well established, particularly in the super middleweight division where he has thrived.
Let me tell you what I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jamel Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life, and he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Apollo couldn't do it and lost fight number 2, trained him for fight Rocky 3, and then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go. Too small.
Former world champion Amir Khan, who himself stepped up in weight to fight Canelo back in 2016, offered a stark warning to Terence Crawford. Reflecting on his own experience, Khan admitted he's seriously underestimated how dangerous the weight difference could be. He described Canelo as an absolute beast once inside the ring and acknowledged that his own misjudgment led to a brutal knockout loss. Khan now fully understands why weight classes exist in the first place and cautions Crawford to be extremely aware of the physical disparity he'll face if the two ever meet.
Canelo's a beast, man. Canelo's a beast, and you know, when it was offered to me, I tried to chase the Mayweather fight at that time, and it happened. And obviously I was probably at my peak of my career there as well, so whoever I was going to fight, I was going to give him a hard fight regardless. Because we were probably winning that fight against Canelo until he knocked me out. But yeah, I was boxing well, but you know one thing, sizes, now I understand why they make weight divisions in boxing, every weight division, but then again, look bro, you would probably take it, I was offered like 10 million quid bro, 10 million quid bro, look, end of the day, this is like, it's a lot of money, you know. I thought about it, what made me, when I got the deal on the table for 10 mil, I was like, should I take it or not? But then I worked it out. Normally I have to have 3 or 4 hard training camps and fights to make that kind of money. That's still one fight. So you gotta do it in that one fight, you know what I mean?
Does Canelo beat Crawford?
Size, bro, remember, like, but Crawford then is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy when it comes to weight. A box fight, yeah.
What do you think?
I think Crawford in my opinion, but size might matter. But then again, I think since when I fought Canelo's become a better boxer. He started boxing more better. You know what I mean? Technical more. Especially against the last fight against Mangui. He boxed really well as well, and he's looking really good. He's still, a lot of people might say, oh, he's getting old, this and another, but no, Canelo's still a beast.
Teofimo Lopez gave his take on the potential clash, offering a nuanced breakdown of what Crawford is up against. While he praised Crawford's elite-level skills, Lopez didn't shy away from highlighting the immense challenge that lies ahead. Crawford, he noted, has never fought someone who combines Canelo's size, power, and championship experience. These attributes, especially at the super middleweight level, create an environment unlike anything Crawford has faced before. Lopez acknowledged that Crawford might find early success in the fight using his speed and movement, but warned that Canelo's ability to adapt and assert his physical dominance could turn things quickly and make it a long, painful night for the Nebraska-born fighter.
Crawford, Canelo, who you got? Crawford, Canelo? I still say Canelo.
I got Canelo too.
I still say Canelo. Ring IQ, I believe that Crawford has a bit more.
Yeah.
However, it's just the size difference. I think that where Crawford is lacking is that he should try to test the waters even with somebody at that weight class before facing Canelo. But hey, they say he's a dog, he's got shot in the head and drove to the hospital, so maybe that's just his mentality.
Hey, let's see. Only one way to find out until that day comes.
It's the only way, but I definitely think that it's a great fight overall. You know, black and brown is how you get.
Dmitry Bivol has also touched on the subject of power, specifically comparing Canelo Alvarez to Artur Beterbiev. While acknowledging that Canelo is undoubtedly a strong and skilled boxer, Bivol made it clear that Canelo's punching power isn't as intimidating or devastating as that of Beterbiev. He described Beterbiev's punches as some of the hardest in the sport today, categorizing his knockout ability as elite level. By contrast, Bivol views Canelo's power as effective, but not game-changing, particularly against elite-level opponents. This comparison serves to put into perspective where Canelo ranks among boxing's heavy hitters and subtly boosts Crawford's chances if he can avoid Canelo's best shots.
I could compare like with the Canelo, yeah? He put all his energy, all his power on single punch. And yeah, maybe single punch, sometimes he's harder, Canelo, yeah, than Beterbiev. Because Beterbiev didn't do like, yeah, Beterbiev was more like close and compact. Yeah. But if you ask them, let's do like 5 punches, yeah. Beterbiev, every punch will be hard. With Canelo, maybe first hard and then not. Yeah. Both of them are strong, but Beterbiev is bigger and he born strong.
Former super middleweight champion Carl Froch didn't hold back in his opinion about this potential matchup. He emphasized that Terence Crawford, who made his name in much lighter weight divisions like lightweight, will face an enormous challenge in attempting to jump 3 weight classes. Froch believes this kind of leap is not only rare but incredibly difficult to pull off. He explained that this isn't merely about facing someone heavier, it's about dealing with the cumulative difference in size, strength, and ring presence. For Froch, that gap is likely to be a deciding factor and puts Crawford at a serious disadvantage.
There's 2 or 3 weight divisions. For me, it's a big issue. He's not a bigger man. I mean, he's 37 years old, Canelo's 35. They're both sort of at the end of their careers. Crawford, I'm not going to say he's old, so that's going to be a major problem, because as you're older, you do want to step up the weight divisions because it's harder to take weight off. Neither of these guys are taking weight off, so that's not an issue, but there's no rehydration clause, and the issue with that is, for me, is the fact that Canelo can weigh whatever he wants the next day. So he's going to get down to 168 pounds super middle, and he's probably going to be getting in the ring way over 175 pounds, the light heavyweight limit. He'll be up at, like, in English money, it's going to be up at like 14, maybe towards 14 stone. And there's no way that Terence Crawford's going to be that heavy. He's going to be coming up to 168, and he'll only be a few pounds over that.
Veteran trainer and commentator Teddy Atlas offered a philosophical angle on the matchup, diving into the age-old question in boxing: can a smaller, more skilled fighter beat a larger, more powerful one? Atlas suggested that Crawford's exceptional timing, ring intelligence, and adaptability might give him the tools to pull off the upset. He compared the potential fight to Manny Pacquiao's historic victory over Oscar de la Hoya in 2008, where a smaller man used speed and skill to neutralize size and power. According to Atlas, Crawford's versatility, slick footwork, and strategic mind could allow him to outmaneuver Canelo and replicate that kind of iconic upset if he fights the perfect fight.
Believe we had the Crawford. It looked like we had the Crawford. We were talking about that. Can a really great small guy beat a really good big guy? You know, we were getting into that mind frame again. Some people were saying, "Oh, Canelo's too big, forget it." But we were getting into the right mind frame, the right with this great, sweet science, with this sport that goes back longer than any other sport in the world, where catch weights used to be in the 20s to 30. Little guys beat big guys, and it wasn't that unusual. So we were starting to get into that frame of thinking, okay, can this great guy Crawford, can he, instead of looking at it as a disadvantage that Canelo is so big, can we look at it that maybe he'll be too smart, too slick, too quick, you know what I mean? Too special in those areas, not to allow Canelo to use his size and his counterpunching and everything else. And that's what the sweet science is about. You know, it's not supposed to be just about, letting a bull run out into the bull ring and then wait until the matador puts a spear in it. It's supposed to be about the bull actually having a chance to outslick the matador, which don't happen too often. So now we were starting to get into interesting grounds. Okay, people were buying into it.
Despite all the outside noise, Terence Crawford has stayed firm in his confidence. He's gone on record multiple times saying that he's fought and beaten opponents who were bigger than Canelo before. In his eyes, the only true advantage Canelo has is physical size, not boxing technique. Crawford's unwavering self-belief is one of the traits that endears him to fans. He's never backed away from a challenge and consistently steps into the ring believing he'll find a way to win. But even his most loyal supporters admit that facing Canelo at 168 pounds is a whole new mountain to climb, and perhaps his biggest challenge yet.
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not. Kovalev.
Kovalev was older. He does.
Billy Joe.
Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is not there.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo?
Tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching them, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
So now the big question remains, who really has the edge in this colossal showdown? Is it Canelo Alvarez's power, pressure, and championship pedigree? Or is it Terence Crawford's skill, speed, and surgical precision? This matchup has split fans and experts alike, but one thing is certain, if it happens, it will be one of the most debated, anticipated, and talked about fights in recent boxing history. Let us know in the comments, whose corner are you in?